Good evening, my lovelies, and welcome to Lady McCreepsta's Night Noise Horror Podcast. I hope the weekend has ended well for you, my dears. To round it off creepily, I have a tale from Slyvielyt of Creepypasta Wiki. It's a short one, but I trust it will leave a taste no less sweet. So come now, my dears, lean in closer and we'll begin. He slid the wineglass across the table, the familiar sound of the glass gently scraping on the wooden table bringing him a sense of comfort and anticipation. He swirled the wine in the glass, watching as the beautiful ruby liquid whirled softly. He paused and watched the viscous liquid fall back into a smooth, neat line, little tendrils of wine dripping down from the sides of the glass. Taking a deep breath in through both his nose and mouth, he savored the distinctive, smoky notes of his favorite Malbec. Ready, he lifted the glass to his lips and awaited the sensations and the tastes to dribble in with the wine. Everything went dark, and everything about him went away. He was alone in the dark. Startled and aggrieved, he reached blindly ahead of him until his fingers located the cold metal of the round button. He pressed it, fuming. He felt the pod he was lying in roll out and the lid opened. Bright light scowled at his eyes. He pulled himself upright and stepped out of the pod, indignant and furious. What on earth happened? I paid for 2 hours of simulation. That definitely wasn't... He trailed off. In front of him stood a gasping, panting woman who was hurriedly unplugging all of the other pods. They're almost here. They broke through the barricades. They're past the soldiers and they'll be here soon. Run! Get out of here! Hide! He looked at her in disbelief, uncomprehending. She continued to unplug the rest of the pods as more and more occupants started getting up, looking as confused as he felt. Get out! Find somewhere safe! Save yourselves! They're almost here! Despite his resistance, understanding sank in. They were here. Fear bloomed in his heart. No one would be left alive, he knew. They were thorough, and they were merciless. All about him, people began to panic, voices raised in hysteria, bodies shoving and pushing to get to the door. Some were calling their loved ones. People were running, fleeing to perceived safety. He stood there, unmoving, taking it all in. Then, slowly, he turned back to the pod. He picked up the plug that lay listlessly on the ground and pushed it back into the socket. He stepped back into the pod, lay down, and pressed the button. The lid closed over him and the pod slid back into its chamber. He took another sniff of the red wine that appeared before him and took a sip. Thank you for joining me this evening, my lovelies. As per usual, I would like to thank all of you for your support, especially those of you of my dark family on Patreon. Your contribution really does help keep this channel and podcast going, and I know some of you have been contributing from the very beginning. Some of you might have noticed there have been slight changes in the podcast and YouTube channel, with more frequent episode uploads. There will be tweaks to my Patreon pages as well. Those updates are to come. If you haven't yet already joined my dark family but are interested in doing so, go to patreon.com/LadyMcCreepster, where even as little as $1 a month does help keep this channel and podcast going. If you have just stumbled upon my realm, welcome, my dears. Be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Additionally, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that bell icon as well to be notified of new uploads. If you enjoyed this tale, make sure you hit that like button on YouTube and leave me a comment below. To those of you who want to find me on social media, look up Lady McCreepster on Facebook, Twitter, and now also on Instagram. That is all the time we have this evening, my lovelies. It's been a joy to have you visit. Come back and see me soon, my dears. Till then, sweet dreams.